High in the jagged peaks of the Andes, where the air grows thin and the winds bite with merciless fury, lie remnants of a civilization that defy everything we think we know about history. These are not the ruins of the Inca or the scattered villages of the pre-Columbian highlands. These are structures and mechanisms so sophisticated, so inexplicably precise, that even modern engineers struggle to comprehend how they were built. They are the ancient machines of the Andes, forgotten, hidden, and in many cases, deliberately erased from the annals of recorded history. The story begins in the early 20th century, when explorers first reported strange terraces, carved not merely for agriculture, but in patterns that hinted at a deeper, mathematical purpose. Unlike typical stone walls, these terraces are composed of massive blocks, perfectly cut and fitted with such precision that even today, a razor blade cannot penetrate the seams. What could these ancient builders have been trying to achieve? Some researchers suggest irrigation, others insist astronomical observation, but a handful of scholars whisper of something far stranger: machinery. Mechanisms buried in stone, powered not by steam or electricity, but by forces long forgotten. One of the most compelling examples is found in the remote region of Ollantaytambo in Peru. Archaeologists examining the site noticed peculiar channels and grooves etched into the stones, grooves that suggest movement, rotation, and the careful alignment of massive slabs. Early hypotheses leaned toward ceremonial purposes, yet when replicas were attempted with the tools known to the Incas, the results were disastrous. The stones would split, shatter, or fail to align properly. Modern engineers attempting to reconstruct these structures, even with cranes and contemporary equipment, remain puzzled. The precision, the balance, and the sheer ingenuity surpasses anything documented from that era. Could it be that the builders had access to techniques that were far more advanced than we assume? Then there is the enigmatic site of Sacsayhuamán, overlooking Cusco. From afar, the walls rise like titans, each stone fitted with a level of accuracy that mocks the limits of human capability. Some stones weigh more than 200 tons. No mortar holds them together. Gravity alone, combined with the exactitude of their placement, secures them. But here's the most perplexing detail. Several of these stones show channels, depressions, and curious cylindrical cavities that suggest they were part of mechanisms, perhaps lifts, levers, or machines that moved the stones into place. Could the ancients have possessed tools or devices entirely lost to history? Or were they guided by a knowledge so profound that we now dismiss it as myth? Throughout the Andes, scattered across valleys and hidden plateaus, similar signs emerge. In the highlands near Machu Picchu, small stone spheres and intricately carved gears have been found, their purpose obscure but unmistakably mechanical. Some researchers propose they were part of measuring devices, others suggest astronomical instruments, and a few insist they were power transmission mechanisms, a type of ancient engine. This last theory is controversial, dismissed by mainstream archaeology as impossible, yet the physical evidence remains. The stones are too precise, the alignments too deliberate, and the patterns too consistent across multiple sites to be coincidence. Adding to the mystery, legends passed down by the indigenous Quechua people speak of the men of gold, mysterious beings who arrived from the skies and imparted knowledge too dangerous for ordinary mortals. These figures are said to have built machines that could move mountains, harness the wind, and even manipulate the flow of water in ways that seem impossible for the technology of their time. While some dismiss these stories as mythological, others argue they may be distorted memories of an advanced civilization, or perhaps even a civilization that predated the known Inca culture by millennia. In the 1960s, a series of expeditions led by a group of engineers and archaeologists attempted to unlock the secrets of these ancient mechanisms. Using ground-penetrating radar and rudimentary seismic technology, they discovered cavities beneath the stone terraces, chambers hidden deep within the mountains, and channels that seemed to carry weight or force from one structure to another. One engineer, speaking anonymously decades later, claimed that some of the mechanisms resembled early forms of cranes or counterweight systems, but with a complexity far exceeding anything seen in the 19th or even 20th centuries. Perhaps the most extraordinary clue comes from the site of Ollantaytambo's Temple of the Sun. Within this sacred precinct, blocks of granite are interlocked in patterns that suggest motion. When aligned under certain angles of sunlight, Shadows fall on the stones in a way that indicates a deliberate interaction with solar cycles. Some speculate this was not mere ritual, that the stones themselves were components of a machine activated by the position of the sun, harnessing natural forces to achieve tasks that seem miraculous even by modern standards. But there is a darker side to this story. Many of these sites, particularly the lesser-known ones hidden in remote valleys, have been deliberately obscured or destroyed over the centuries. Conquistadors, missionaries, and later governments systematically dismantled or hid structures that seemed too advanced, too dangerous, or too disruptive to the accepted narrative of history. Reports from early 20th century explorers describe machinery dismantled and hidden from view, stones moved and terraces destroyed to make the sites appear ordinary. The idea that the ancient Andean civilizations possessed advanced mechanical knowledge threatened the prevailing worldview, knowledge that was perhaps deemed too dangerous to allow into public consciousness. Modern archaeologists continue to stumble upon anomalies. Near the town of Chavin de Huantar, a series of stone carvings and tunnels reveal a network of shafts, pulleys, and channels that cannot be explained by ritual alone. The carvings depict beings manipulating gears, turning cranks, and moving massive stones with ease. Critics argue these depictions are symbolic or mythological, but the physical evidence, grooves, cylindrical holes, and aligned stones, hints at an underlying reality that mainstream science is reluctant to admit. Some theorists propose that the Andes were once home to a civilization that rivaled, or even surpassed, the technological capabilities of modern society. They suggest these machines were capable of lifting immense weights, redirecting water, and perhaps even producing forms of energy we no longer understand. In this context, the legends of men of gold could be recollections of engineers or inventors, long forgotten, whose knowledge was deliberately erased to prevent its misuse. Further evidence comes from scattered artifacts, stone spheres, carved metallic implements, and rudimentary gear-like structures. Each discovery fuels speculation that these were not decorative or ceremonial, but practical components of machines, devices designed to perform work with a sophistication that seems impossible given the timeline. And yet, when examined in isolation, each artifact is dismissed, its significance minimized. It is only when viewed as part of a broader network across the Andean highlands that the picture emerges, an intricate, continent-spanning system of mechanical knowledge lost to time. The question remains, how did they accomplish this? Modern engineers attempting to replicate the mechanisms encounter failures at every turn. Tools available to the Incas, stone chisels, wooden levers, and simple pulleys, simply cannot account for the precision observed. Some suggest advanced metallurgy, others propose lost technologies, and a few even hint at influences beyond the known human record, ideas that border on the controversial and the fantastical. In recent years, new technologies such as 3D scanning and computer modeling have allowed researchers to study these structures with unprecedented accuracy. Simulations of the stone block's placement and potential movement suggest a level of engineering foresight that is breathtaking. Entire mountains could have been reshaped, water redirected, and massive stone assemblies constructed with efficiency and precision that challenges our understanding of ancient societies. Even more tantalizing is the possibility that these machines were not isolated inventions, but part of a coherent system. Terraces, tunnels, and stone blocks across the Andes show patterns, alignments with celestial bodies, repetitive mechanical motifs, and consistent construction techniques that hint at a unified design philosophy. It is as if a single, advanced knowledge permeated the region, leaving traces in every stone and every hidden chamber. The implications are staggering. If ancient civilizations in the Andes possess such knowledge, it forces us to reconsider the timeline of human technological development. Perhaps we have underestimated the ingenuity of these peoples, or perhaps entire chapters of history have been deliberately hidden from us. And while skeptics dismiss these ideas as pseudoscience, the physical evidence, precise stonework, mechanical channels, and aligned structures, demands attention, curiosity, and imagination. Travelers who have ventured into the remote Andes often speak of an intangible feeling when standing among these stones, a sense that the mountains themselves are alive, that the mechanisms, though silent for centuries, are waiting to be understood, waiting for someone to remember their purpose. Some describe subtle vibrations in the earth, echoes of movements long past, or fleeting sensations that seem to confirm the presence of hidden machinery. Whether these experiences are psychological, spiritual, or perhaps even physical, they add another layer to the enduring mystery. Even today, local communities maintain oral histories of strange devices, mysterious constructions, and engineers who could manipulate stone and metal in ways that defy comprehension. These stories, passed down through generations, may hold kernels of truth, fragments of a knowledge so advanced it had to be hidden, distorted, or mythologized to survive. And so, the ancient machines of the Andes remain one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of human history. They challenge our assumptions, inspire wonder, and provoke questions that stretch the limits of imagination. Were they created by a lost civilization, gifted by mysterious beings, or simply the product of a genius we can barely comprehend? The truth remains buried beneath stone, hidden in the mountains, and whispered through the winds of the high Andes. One thing is certain: every terrace, every carved groove, and every interlocked stone holds secrets we are only beginning to glimpse. And as technology advances and our curiosity drives us deeper into the Andes, perhaps one day, we will awaken the ancient machines and finally understand the ingenuity of a civilization that existed long before history chose to remember. Until that day, the Andes remain a silent testament, a towering reminder that the past may be far stranger, far more ingenious, and far more mysterious than we ever dared to imagine. And somewhere, high above the clouds, in the thin air where only the brave dare tread, the stones wait, patient, enduring, and eternally enigmatic, guarding secrets that may change everything we think we know about human history. Atlas and Mysteries,